Hello everyone, and welcome back to WolfQuest 2.7.2, and we are here with Spirit as he prepares to continue his chapter of the Starry Skies Pack Legacy. So Spirit is still on Amethyst Mountain, and we have been sending him around so that he can hopefully find a mate here on the mountain, but we ran into a very interesting problem last time. All of the coyotes were acting very odd, and Spirit just was really feeling like that was something quite dangerous. I think there's a coyote coming. We need to pretty much avoid all of the coyotes, so we need to keep an eye out for any of them. Is there one feeding? Oh, there's some food over here. Oh, it's a fox! No way! That's wonderful, you guys, because actually a fox is something... Look, you can see it hunting! That is so cool! Well, congratulations, Spirit! He just managed to snag himself a ancestor blessing because that is Spirit's special bonus. He is able to collect ancestor blessings when he comes and has a meeting with a fox. And to have a meeting with a fox, all we have to do is just sort of approach the fox and chase it for a second. And we'll say that these two, even though they may not be friends, were able to exchange a few tips, hints, advice, and a bit of information with one another. So that was really fun. I did not expect to run into a fox over here. So that's quite interesting. So we have some wisdom. Okay, that's a bunny. All right, we have some wisdom from a fox that Spirit has just collected. So we'll go ahead, we'll eat our lucky rabbit's foot that Grandpa Atlas has left with us. But that's really, really cool. So yes, every time we run into a fox as Spirit and we chase it down for a minute, then we get the ancestor blessing. He cannot use ancestor blessings for his pack though, because he is a companion wolf and not actually a main line story wolf. So that's pretty fun. But speaking of stories, you guys have voted and a pretty interesting turn of events. Oh, that's a cougar. The forest is really dangerous right now. An interesting turn of events has happened from the voting that you guys have done. For one thing, is he eating my rabbit? What do you think you're doing? That is my rabbit. Oh, don't you swipe him. Oh, he swiped at me. Spirit, don't die. Oh my gosh, and the fox came to maybe try to help out here. Get out of here. That is my lucky rabbit's foot. You are just a really strong, angry cougar. I guess this is a male, maybe, or a female who's coming to get some food. Get away. That is my rabbit. There's probably none of it left anymore. Poor Spirit. I did not see this turn of events. I have a feeling those of you who enjoy the role-playing, it ate our entire rabbit. Get out of here. I can't believe you just ate our entire rabbit. I know those of you who enjoy, either role-playing or writing out fanfics for the scenes that happen during every episode are really going to enjoy that. But geez, fine. I'm going to have to go and head towards where I know I can find some of the elk we've taken down now and hope that none of the infected coyotes have gone near them. Because if we find a coyote at an elk, we cannot touch that elk. That elk carcass is off limits because it will then be carrying the mysterious disease that you guys have voted on. So there is a mysterious disease currently going through Amethyst Mountain, and it is affecting the coyotes. So we cannot attack the coyotes unless we want to risk getting that disease. And we need to go ahead, let's see, and avoid all prey that the coyote have touched. We don't want to have anything to do with them. Spirit doesn't really know for certain what's going on with the coyote, or there's some fresh elk. Fresh elk is even better than elk that's already dead. I don't think we are strong enough to take down a fresh elk though. A few good kicks to the head and it just might take us out. We could. Okay, there's no coyotes over here. So let's go ahead and we'll eat this one really quickly. And then we'll go chase down one of the weak ones so that we can get the experience and so that we can have a meal that we know hasn't been touched by the infected coyotes. So we had a really, really, really interesting straw poll last time, and you guys gave it a good vote, and you did indeed vote on a very special option. The option chosen from among the 500 of you who voted mentioned that there was a lone howl that sounded kind of eerie going across the open plains in the distance. And that howl unlocked a story where yes, there is a disease currently going through Amethyst Mountain right now. It seems to be being transmitted primarily by the coyotes, so we need to be very cautious about that. All right, let's chase her down. She's already starting to limp, so that's a good thing. Maybe if I grab onto the back. I just never find hanging on to them as effective because then you run out of stamina so quickly. I never find hanging on to them nearly as effective as just rapidly biting and pawing at them. So we'll see. We've almost got her. If I had a little bit of energy, I could chase after her, but we'll just have to wear her down. Sorry, sweetie. It's just the way of things. Just need the food. Look at her herd, like, separate around her. Like, oh, sorry, you're food for the wolf. Oh dear. But yes, there is a disease unleashed among the coyotes primarily on the mountain. And so we do not want to interact with the coyotes. We want to have nothing to do with them. We need to avoid any carcasses that they have touched. And we need to go and investigate that mysterious lonely howling that we heard over on the plains. All right, come here. There you go, Spirit. And go ahead and eat up. And then we're going to go ahead. Oh, look at that beautiful bull elk. Man, those are a nice pair of antlers. That would be kind of awesome to have. But we're going to go ahead and work our way over to the plains now because Spirit is very worried about the odd scents that are in the air. He's very worried about the odd, very mysterious behaviors of the coyotes on the mountain. And he is going to go and investigate the lonely howling that he heard. So the lonely howl... Well, we'll have to see what happens. Clearly, the cougar and the fox already proved that something could happen to Spirit before we even get to that stage of the story. But let's just say you guys made things exceptionally interesting. And I'm actually extremely excited to see where Spirit and his future litter hopefully will go. Spirit, you gotta survive until then, okay, buddy? All right, there's some food in the distance, and there's also the other pack territory in the distance, and we should have enough. Let me see. Yeah, we should have... Yeah, we've got plenty of experience now. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Hang on. Oh, I hate when this happens because now I can't do anything. Phooey. Sorry about that, you guys. If you add me to a pack, then it usually just disrupts the game and I can't do anything until we dive back in. So please be aware of that. That's why I don't join packs and I don't, the messages just like cause a lot of chaos for pop-ups too. But trust me, I'm so excited to see where Spirit's story is going to go. And you may notice something. It is currently dusk, and that is because we rolled to see what time of day it would be today, and dusk was rolled. So I had no idea dusk would bring with it so many... Oh, okay, that's an infected coyote. We're going to avoid that little guy. We're going to go up and around and just make sure we stay far, far away from him. Please tell me he's not going near the food. There is a bit of food over here, and I see the birds landing towards it. But yes, so we rolled, and it is dusk right now, and we are going to be investigating the lonely howling. Now, it's going to be... Okay. Alright, it looks like it's still safe. No coyote eating off of it just yet. So, nibble that a little bit. And it's going to be very interesting to figure out if we even can find a mate, because we are not going to accept the very first dispersal wolf female that comes across our path. We will from now on always be rolling to see if it is a friendly, neutral, or if it is an aggressive encounter. And if it is aggressive, then we have to leave. If it's neutral, we might leave it up to the female and see what she does. If it's friendly, then we can potentially make that wolf our mate. So there's a lot of options that we have. If I can start finding wolves... And we are going to be looking at the plains because Spirit did hear that very lonely howling last night. Oh gosh, the birds. Oh, I forgot how exciting it is to stumble on bird sage bushes. Oh, look, there's more of them. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, that's going to be one of my new favorite things to do. But Spirit is looking for the lonely wolf that he heard howling. Oh boy. Oh my. Here we go. Is it going to be a dispersal female? Is it going to be a friendly sound? Is it going to be... Okay, are we going the right way or am I going the wrong way? I think I'm going the wrong way. So let's turn around. Yep, that's this way. So let's see if this is going to be a friendly encounter or not. And oh my goodness, look at the beautiful, beautiful dusk we have here. All right. She's going to be here somewhere. Oh wow. Talk about a view. This is pretty impressive. So are you a dispersal female? It is a dispersal female. Are you going to be Spirit's dispersal female though? Okay, let me see. Yes. All right. It's a friendly encounter. Is this potentially our mate? But I think Spirit would be noticing that there seems to be a very odd scent about her. So there's something about this wolf. It doesn't seem like she's feeling her best. So let's see what happens. We'll still say hello. She seems like a pretty nice wolf. She's very lovely, actually. I really love her coat pattern. And she's very solid. She looks like she's super strong. Alright, so this encounter seems to be going pretty well. So who are you, my dear? Alright, let's see. Yeah, she doesn't seem to be feeling her best, so we'll have to see how she's going to do. Alright. And are you going to become... Careful there, Spirit. Are you going to become our mate? What do you think about that proposition, huh? All right, I think we may have found her, you guys. Wow, that was pretty awesome. So she was the lonely howling that we heard in the distance. But I wonder how the sick coyotes of the mountain have potentially affected her. So, let's find out her name. All right, so who are you? 1 second, you guys. I'm going to look up the wolves that you guys submitted over the last few videos and try to find a wolf that matches up with this description and the personality I have in my head as quickly as possible. All right, and there we go. So randomly selected from among the wolves who matched is a wolf named Tumbleweed, who was submitted by Christopher. So thank you so much, Christopher. Tumbleweed was raised by the Lamar Canyon Pack, and her family was unfortunately thrown to the winds, and everybody dispersed after the Druid Pack came and invaded their territory. So she's been a dispersal wolf, kind of roaming around Amethyst Mountain looking for food, just kind of, making her way day by day. And recently, though, the food has been getting really odd. A lot of the coyotes have been acting very odd. Things smell a little bit differently. She hasn't been feeling her best, and for a little bit there, she was extremely sick, but then she got better. So now Tumbleweed is just still not feeling her best. She's feeling a little bit under the weather, but she's able to kind of hold her head up. So we're gonna have to see what happens with Tumbleweed. But we are done with finding a mate, and we're going to be moving into the next chapter. Hello, Tumbleweed. I can't believe we have a mate for Spirit already. Oh, gosh darn it. The pack thing again. No. Sorry about that, you guys. I think WolfQuest has changed something so that people can send pack invites a little bit easier, and so every time I try to record now I get interrupted, so I may have to make a new private WolfQuest account because this is getting a little bit out of hand. So that being said, we have Tumbleweed here. So her story and the challenge that she and Spirit are going to face is that Tumbleweed did get very sick from the coyotes. There is an illness among the coyotes here on the mountain. Let's go ahead and see what she's like to hunt with by hunting down some fresh meat over at the elk pack, or the elk pack, the elk herd that's over in the treeless area over here. Or I should say, what do we call this zone actually? The burn. Let's go hunt the elk over in the burn and see what it's like to hunt with our new mate Tumbleweed. She's pretty strong looking, so it looks like she's a little bit slower. Her stamina is definitely not the best, and that is, oh, that's a bear. Well, we're not going to eat any old kill because it's getting a little bit dangerous. A lot of the things on the mountain seem a bit odd. So Tumbleweed actually was very sick with the disease that the coyotes have. And so the challenge that we're going to face is that she is going to be continually ill. So every day, let's go ahead and we're going to stay here for just a minute. I want to see how she hunts before we go over to the creek. But every day we have her, we are going to have to roll a dice to see. She'll have a 1 in 6 chance of dying right away. Oh, there's another fox. Yes. Oh my goodness, another fox. Fantastic. That is awesome. Oh, we'll chase this little guy down. This is going to be fun. Okay, so we're going to leave him alone now, but we just got 2 ancestor blessings. Can't use them for this pack in particular, like this litter, but that's really useful to have. And let's see if we can find some fresh elk in order to hunt them down and see what it's like to hunt with Tumbleweed. But she was very sick and her stamina is still a little bit low. Oh, look at the elk coming up over the mountain. Man, dusk is quickly becoming one of my favorite times to play in because it's so beautiful. But Tumbleweed was very sick, and the puppies may have a chance of becoming sick. So we need to keep an eye on that. I'm going to be rolling the dice. We're going to be using random generators to determine this time how many pups we have, because you guys were very, very excited about that idea. So we're going to see there's a high likelihood, still 50% chance that we'll have 4 pups, but there's a chance we'll have 3 pups, and there's a chance we'll have 2 pups, and there's a chance we'll only have 1 pup. So that's going to be interesting. Then we're going to have to roll every day we have Tumbleweed. So we probably want to go ahead and get a move on to having babies with her as quickly as possible, because every day that we have her, there's a chance that she could die of the remainder of the illness that she's got. So she's pretty strong right now. She's kind of on the road to recovery, but there is a slim chance that the illness could come back and that she could die even before we have puppies with her. And that would send Spirit either back here to the mountain or just make it so that we might have to let his legacy sort of end, because he's very old wolf, and this this may be his only chance at really having a mate and having puppies of his own. So hopefully this disease won't take him out, but there's a chance the puppies could have it. And there is something we could do if you guys want to take on the extra challenge to cure Tumbleweed and to cure the puppies. And that will be going and collecting a certain flower from the top of the mountain over at the creek. So we can go to the top of the mountain and we can collect a very special flower. There you go, Spirit. Spirit and Tumbleweed actually did a really good job hunting there. All right. Well, I'm really proud of them. Good, and that was a fresh kill, so they don't have to worry about any disease. Like I said, we'll have to avoid all carcasses that coyotes have fed on. That's going to be no-goes. They're not going to be safe. Any foxes we run into will give Spirit a little bit of wisdom. They'll kind of trade wisdom with one another, even if they don't like one another. And we'll keep an eye on how they're going to do. So, all right. This should be interesting. There will be a way to cure Tumbleweed and the puppies, too, if we want to take on that challenge. So we're going to have to look into that, and we're going to have to see if Tumbleweed is going to be able to survive long enough to have her puppies. And if she does die, that's going to make things very tricky on Spirit. Then we're going to see how many puppies they have, and we'll have to see if any of those puppies, unfortunately, ended up with the illness that Tumbleweed is currently carrying. So that's going to be quite the challenge to put on poor Spirit's old shoulders, but I'm sure he'll be able to face it. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.